Hey everyone, how's everyone doing? Hope everyone's staying well and safe. I figured I'd try something out a little bit different because I am eventually wanting to get into singing teaching, and I studied classical singing at uni. I got my honours, my Bachelor of Music with honours, specialising in performance. So I have a lot of knowledge, and I figured I'd start doing some videos about little techniques, singing technique, and just little bits and pieces here and there. I thought that the first thing I wanted to cover was the head voice, because I feel like it's an often overlooked aspect of the voice. And the head voice, a lot of people confuse it for falsetto, but it's not falsetto. Falsetto is there's no body and voice connection with falsetto. With head voice, you are connected to your support. So you can do a lot more with head voice than you can with falsetto, because you have that support, so you can do more dynamically, you can do more with articulation, you can do more with expression, basically, in general. So yeah, I'm at my piano. Well, not my piano, but like a keyboard. But I figured I'd go over a few quick, easy things that you can do to get your head voice working. Yeah. So first things first, lip trills. Lip trills are great. Lip trills are awesome because the voice has to use head voice when you're using lip trills. It can't rely on falsetto. It can't go into chest voice. It just has to go, and it has to make that flip into head voice. So lip trills you can do them either by doing this with your lips, like that, or you can do them with a rolled R if that's easier for you to do. Me personally, I can't do it with a rolled R because my tongue just has problems with rolled R's. It's what makes Italian really hard for me. But if you can do a see, I can't get it going. But I just do it with my lips. So yeah. What you can do with lip trills, you can do anything on a lip trill. You can do sirens. You can go. You can do scales, like scales, arpeggios, trills, anything. You can do anything on a lip trill, and it's great because it gets your head voice warmed up. Other ones are just well, the easiest one really. The easiest way to get your head voice going is by just going woo 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 woo, like you're cheering. That automatically gets you to make that flip into head voice, and that's the easiest way to find it. But it's a matter of just practicing it, and then the more you practice it, the more you're able to sort of mix in some chest voice into the sound. So it's not just always like woo 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 woo. It starts, you can start adding a little bit more definition to the sound, I guess. So yeah, that's the easiest way to find it first, if you've never really experimented with it. And you'll realize, hey, I've done this a lot. Whenever you're at a show or something, or you're cheering or something, you go straight into the head voice. So yeah, everyone has it. Everyone has the ability. So yeah. Okay, so next we should do sirens. A good vowel in general for getting the head voice to work is an oo. It's just easier. It's just easier to get into the head voice with that. And it's like what I do is if there's a passage in a song that I'm really struggling with, I will sing it. I will go through it and sing it in head voice with an oo, and then try and put the words into it, because then I find it's a lot easier to just get into that space. So yeah, with Sirens, you're just like, ooh, things like that, you know. And hands do sometimes help, you know, you get through the different registers, you know, and just sort of glide up. And let's see, what are some other good ones? Well, I think those are the best. Those are probably the best things for head voice. But when you get a little bit more advanced, I guess, you can start doing things like Cappetto. And Cappetto is basically like, it's an Italian technique, and it's I think it's called like the tiny Italian oo sound. So what you start off with how you get into it is that you start off with a falsetto oo, and then you do a falsetto oo, which is like a umlaut oo. So this might be a bit more advanced for people, so you know, don't try it straight away, you know. So you start off with falsetto oo. So ooh, ooh. I find it really hard to use my falsetto because I've used my head voice for so long and it's become really strong. So it's like all I have is my head voice. I don't really have a falsetto anymore. So you know, yeah, and once I get used to that sound, what I like to do with that Cappetto sort of vowel, I like to do 2-octave runs. So like if I start on a bottom G, and it's just a really nice way to get your entire range working, you know, and you can really cover a lot of ground very quickly. Yeah, so those are my main things that I do for head voice. There are plenty of others that you can do. But yeah, I figured that's probably enough to cover, really. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of this whole mini little singing lesson things, and let me know what you'd like to see covered. Yeah, because I am open to feedback. I mean, I feel like a lot of people want to know things, you know. People. There's always a market for knowledge, right? Everyone always wants to learn things, including myself. You know, you never stop learning. I guess I could show you a bit. I could show you a bit of an example of head voice, but it's more of that mixed voice going on. So I start off with the more pure head voice. So like, and that's more mixed voice there. So the first one was sort of like more just pure head voice, and then the second one was like a mix of registers. And I'll tell you another thing. A thing that really helped me develop my head voice is that for years when I was at uni and stuff, I'd go around with headphones on, just singing quietly, trying to sing quietly to myself when I was listening to music. So eventually that just developed my head voice because Yeah. But as you can see, head voice is a really important thing to learn because, one, it stops you from taking your chest voice up into your upper register. And so that takes the tension off of here. And that's the biggest thing with singing, is that you want to put as little tension on here as possible. You want all of the support. You want all the support to be doing the work, not this. Because these little vocal folds, they're tiny. They can't, you can't put too much pressure on them for too long without doing some serious damage. And basically, this is a way that we enable singing for a lifetime, rather than for a few years before we completely, destroy our voices. Like people like Adele, who in her early 20s already had to have vocal surgery, for nodules. I mean, that shouldn't be happening, right? If you are singing well, it's all about how something feels. If it feels right, you're probably doing the right thing technique wise. If it feels wrong and you feel stress or pain here or fatigue here, stop. Rest the voice, and then try it again, and then try it again. But don't, you've got to feel your way around the voice into feeling comfortable when you're singing. You noticed after doing all of those high screamy type things, I can still speak afterwards. I haven't hurt my voice or anything like that. I've still got ability to talk and everything. That's what proper technique enables you to do. It enables you to actually talk afterwards, So, yeah. I guess I do a bit of an overview. So, first we had lip trills, and lip trills are great. They're really versatile, so you can do a lot with them. So you can do your scales. You can do all sorts of things with them. They're great. Sirens. And then caperto, so okay, that was a bad note to start on, but let's see, what's a better note? Sorry, I am very terrible at piano, so I'm just finding my way around the keys, right? I started that an octave too high. Sorry. See? Even, everyone cracks. Everyone cracks. That's another little tip. Don't be afraid to let the voice crack. Because the voice, the voice isn't perfect. Singers crack. That's just a reality, Don't be afraid to let it crack, It just means that you have to try that again and try that approach. Try and do it again, So, see, I cracked a bit there too, but it wasn't quite as bad, right? So, yeah. And yeah, after you get more experience with this, you can start getting a little bit more adventurous with head voice. You can start yeah. And I mean, of course, this is bearing in mind, do what is comfortable for the voice. Do not I am singing. I for years I was singing baritone, and only the last few years that my voice has moved up and I felt more comfortable in that tenor space. So yeah, do what is comfortable for the voice. I can't stress that enough. The voice will grow and mature with time. It will. It will. You know, you're thinking about the long game when it comes to singing. Like, people's voices don't mature until they're in their 30s and 40s, you know, and everyone's voice is different. So everyone's voices will mature at a different rate. There's very few of us who actually end up in the place where we're supposed to be singing for the rest of our lives straight away. You know, we often have to go through many years of just moving around and trying out different repertoire and learning more about the voice, learning more about technique. Yeah. So yeah, this has gone on way longer than I planned to. See, I'm kind of rambling. I probably could use like a better like I could probably, you know, use some organization, like writing it down, what I want to talk about and stuff. But yeah, this is like a little bit of an introduction to the head voice. Again, it's a lifesaver when it comes to singing. It really is, and it doesn't get taught enough. It doesn't get talked about enough either. It's glossed over a lot of the time, and I feel like it's something that needs attention. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, and if you'd like to see more stuff like this, let me know. I'm happy to hear what people think. Okay, cheers guys. Bye.